So I was having a little problems with my videos. So we're just going to keep it going, even though it gets a little boring. We're just going to walk. You're going to go on the trail with me. But we can like look around and you can see up there, there's Dog Mountain. And today's a Memorial Day, so they won't be up there, but they hang glide up there and they go off. There's a drop. I have been up there. It's about 3 miles up. You take a gated road like what we were on earlier. Right now we are on a hiking trail. So I haven't been on this one. I've been on the other side and I've checked it out and went up into Logging Road. That's gated off. They're not using that logging road. It was like an old one, but they branched it into a working logging road. So they have a logging road that actually works and they use, but the old one, it is more like where the bridge was, and it's more like hanging out at the creek and part of the park. I believe it's part of the park type property. Not always certain on my facts, but kind of. Like, I kind of get the gist because I wander around quite a bit and I figure stuff out pretty quickly. So if I'm wrong, or you may know the area that I'm at, or more information or history, please, we welcome all comments, views, all that. So I'm very open to that. We have sun and rain coming today. I'm okay with it. I got a little hoodie, but the rain is far and in between. So I just thought, why not come out? I needed to do more long-term videos because y'all see my videos and they're all short-term and they're doing really well. And I'm so happy for all my fans. All the people that are with me are just kind of figuring me out and coming on and checking out a new channel. And they're like, hey, this is cool. I appreciate all of you, even the ones that are like, oh my gosh, another nature trail. See ya. Yeah, I like YouTube. So yeah, it's all good. I'm just one of those people, I kind of vibe with the energy, and my energy is always pretty positive. I have days, as we all do, but the way I like to do it is I come out in nature and it kind of grounds me and settles me down. I'm going to pan this over here so you all can see the field of buttercups here. Now, buttercups are very dangerous for your livestock and in farming, and a lot of times you have to eradicate them, usually yearly or every couple years, because cows are known to like them and cows are known to die when they eat them. So a lot of farmers know this. And if you have any comments or experiences, please make comments. Let everybody kind of communicate. I'm trying to kind of build my channel, but I like facts, interesting tidbits of history, that kind of thing. So we're coming around a corner between two, I believe these may be hemlock trees, and there's a cedar tree in there. There's like a bunch of trees. So we're coming up onto a field, and I have some sun into my view, into my face, so I can't see too well. You all are seeing it, but I got a lot of sun. So I wanted to kind of let you all see there are mountains up here, all around mountains. And then eventually it goes out to a lake and an old town, ghost town as people call it. But some of the homesteaders and locals here have family that lived out here before Tacoma Electric came in and built dams and kind of washed them away. A lot of the towns were moved, of course, respectful. And I've heard that some like Native American burial grounds may still be out here. Some were moved respectfully. And up on the road, there's the Tadnapam, and that was an Indian area. And we're near the Cowlitz Indians and Yakima Indians, kind of in between. And Tadnapam was a very small Native American tribe. So they have merged with the Yakima Native American tribe. So they don't really specifically have their own name anymore. And that's kind of common these days. So it's all really interesting. yeah, it's a nice area, and I like to take, on good days, kind of wander around. I have a busy schedule, have a lot in my life that goes on. I don't really share on social media, but I am an artist. I do photography, as you all can tell. A lot of people are like very supportive. I'm also into performance art and theater, as you all can tell, and stage managing and props master, and I get a little bit of an actress myself. I get called for roles, and it's really quite interesting. I like the work. I like working. I'm also like do farm handing and farm sitting, pet sitting, that kind of thing. Animals love me. Yeah, for some reason they like to be cute and weird around me. Wild animals love me too, and birds, that kind of stuff. So we're coming up at a little bit of a grove of trees. I have not been on this trail. I think eventually it's going to go in a U shape. Either I'll be out at the lake, or I will end up on the road where I started. Unfortunately, please, if you have children, there was a bird that, of course, is no longer with us. It looks to be a robin of sorts. Much respect to the feathers and to the bird. It's part of nature, part of farming, part of being in the mountains that we have to deal with. It's the respect, of the life, the animal life, and people, and yeah, all of you can relate, I'm sure. And then we're coming up on another bend. I want to make this is going to be a longer video. Hopefully it's not too repetitive or boring and you follow along with me. I'm trying to give you little points of interest and such. And there are so many species of lichen, mosses up in this area. It's beautiful up here. I do have to be careful out here. There are black bears and they are awake. Not normally would harm me, but I need to be aware. And I do carry a bit of a bear spray. I haven't had an issue, but you never know. There's cougar, coyote. Nothing really has bothered me. Knock on wood. There are deer. I've seen some deer out here. I've been all over this lake. There's some areas I haven't got to discover, but you would probably need a kayak and then make landfall, and get on it and wander around that way. I haven't done that yet. I'm definitely not a tourist anymore. I'm a local, and the locals tell me things, and I can go places where a lot of the tourists don't really know. So, and right now we're on a pretty good trail. I haven't been out here, so I've been walking quite a bit. I do believe there's an animal wildlife area out this way, and I may be going upon it. I'm kind of rounding up the mountains like Dog Mountain. I'll come up here and pan up, and you can see how close I am now. There's a gated road, and off to the side of the road that you climb. But it is somebody's private property. It's not owned by the state or DNR, or actually somebody owns it, a private landowner. But they don't care really too much if you're up there, as long as you're respectful. But I'm gonna pan up there where you can see it, and there's like a flat piece of wood up there, and that's where they jump off. So it's pretty cool. Don't mind me if the camera's shaking a little bit. I'm not really fancy with camera equipment. I'm not that kind of YouTuber. I'm more into the adventure, so I'm not going to get all the camera and the bells and whistles and all that. I'm more just into the adventure, and you guys get to come with me today, because normally I just do this by myself, take some pictures, but here's some incredible lichen. And lichen actually can be used as a fire starter. So I wouldn't recommend taking a bunch, but a little bit I think would be nice if you're in a camping area and you need a fire. But some areas you want to check because, yeah, there are rules. Same as like when you take rocks, driftwood, such. You got to make sure you know the rules. It's very important you know the rules. And I recommend that for anybody out that wanders, adventurer, that does this, you know. And I found that there's a lot of people that really enjoy this. And there's some that just can't get out. And so it's like they're out walking with me. And I really enjoy that for my elderly friends, family that can't get out here. They get a little too tired, a little winded. I can wander for hours as long as I'm on a flat area, which right now I am. Talking kind of wins me, but that's okay. I'm not much of a talker, honestly, people. I normally am out wandering and I make, you know, cool videos and such. Okay, so I think we are at the wildlife area of Cosmos. I'm going to pan it over. And eventually it'll just go to a lake or to the road. And I believe we're going to just go to the road. Kind of vibing where I'm at. And here's like an open area, almost like it was probably a road or trail one time. And it goes out probably towards the road. But I'm out here a little far. And I'm on the actual walking trail. So yeah, I'm not sure where it's going to take us. So you're on my adventure with me. And first time out here on this side, on this trail. I've been on almost every trail, but this one I have not been on. And there's just so many beautiful things to see out here. I always am drawn to this area. And I come out and it's just a great time to be alone and kind of in my busy life. I have a lot of people around me and a lot of demands in my life. So I just like to take some time and just kind of stop like this. Look at the mountains over there. So beautiful. I pan back up. Now you guys can all see Dog Mountain. It's real close. I can get you really up there. I can hone in. And I've been up there, so it's been awesome. There you go. Well, I want to keep walking and making the video for everybody. It's like you're just on my adventure. It's so pretty out here, and this is great. I've never been out this way. So y'all are with me. Oh, look at this. So you just kind of, I'm sidetracking back, which I think it'll take me back to where my car's parked. So that's cool. This is more of a field on the side I haven't explored. And there's a few other areas I haven't explored that I tend to, but I do not have the shoes on me. It's good to wear hiking boots, or I recommend good tennis shoes if you're going to be out in this. And if you're going to walk on the scrub, which is very high up, let me come up to it so you can see how high it is to my leg. Okay, so I'm standing here and I'm not going into it because you just never know if there's holes. But as you can see, it's probably up to my waist. So yeah, I don't mess with that. And then we can pan this out. Pan it out that way. There we go. And kind of look, and I've just got fields around me. I'm not exactly sure where this comes out. This part I have not been. I'm seeing stuff that's familiar. There's some campers, but I'm not in that camping area. But now I know where I'm at because I just seen a car. So there's a road up there. Have a feeling I'm going to end up on the road and have to walk quite a ways to my car. I'm down the road quite a way where my car is, I think. That's okay. It was worth it, unless it brings me back where I need to go. Who knows? Yeah, it's like just fun to kind of go out into nature. Oh, I hear something. Listen. I think that might be a frog. A toad or a frog. Hear it? Hi, Froggy. Yeah, he hears me. I seen some pheasants out here. There's a lot of pheasants, hawks, and such. But you figure I've seen like field mice, so I'm sure there's owls, hawks, eagles, and it's a beautiful area, like I said. Definitely want to bring water. I didn't bring water with me today, which is not a smart idea. You definitely want to bring water. There are a lot of mushrooms. I seen a couple early in my walk. Not on this trail. I haven't seen any, but it's a little sunnier type trail out here. So unfortunately I can't see what you're seeing, but I'm trying not to view it at the ground so you can see. And I try to stop when I'm in an open area that you can see things around. Because like I said, I haven't been on this part. And this is very interesting. I really enjoy doing this for you all because I was doing it on Facebook and I wanted to start a different social platform. And I really didn't expect it to turn out so wonderful. I was like, I've been fighting the algorithm, as you all creators and channel people, well, you all know, it's a little bit rocky with the algorithm and understanding it. But if you keep to it and your content is relevant, trust your content, and don't give up. My thing is never giving up. I'm pretty stubborn, so I don't give up. And it's come along. I have I'm almost at 200,000 overall views, and I've only had my channel. I've had it since 2021, but I initially started something with it probably about 7 months ago, I believe. Give a month or two. I've been so busy, I'm not sure on that. So yeah, take a month or two at it or taking off of that. So yeah, it's just been wonderful. I'm gonna give you guys a view of what I'm looking at because it's really pretty. So I'm gonna go kind of slow. And I'm sorry for talking so much, but I want you to all see it and understand why I come out here. And then now I'm gonna go up on this side. There's some cell towers up in those mountains. Actually, there are actually hills out here to me because there's some serious mountains, but we're not in the serious mountains unless you go up farther. This is more like hills. The locals would call them hills. Tourists would think they're mountains. It's a little different for a tourist coming out here and not being aware of like springtime river. Being from the winters, the rivers get really full and cold, and some people don't understand that. So we have quite a search and rescue, military helicopters up here, all kinds of stuff, because I'm very close to like Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier, and yeah, we have a lot of stuff that goes on, and I appreciate our search and rescue people that work hard finding missing people and helping people that have gotten like lost, stuck somewhere, hurt and can't get out, and they come and they help them. So I have much appreciation for them. So this is going to basically backtrack to my car. Now we're coming upon a very open field, and I believe now I'm at the wildlife. This is the wildlife area. So this is protected for the wildlife. I believe you would probably get, there are elk up here, and they are protected and tagged farther up, but I believe they come down in here too, graze and eat. I wouldn't be surprised, and deer. But this is a pretty open field. I haven't seen this before. It's really pretty. And then the rest is just serious scrub. Let's get you there, like serious above my head scrub. But the path is pretty wide that we're walking, as you all have been walking with me. And we're keeping it and making my long-term video, which I kind of like, which I need to get a longer videos here and there. I'm not going to do it all the time because I know you like when you watch them, people get a little bit bored, you know, and then you switch off to something else. But if you stick with me, I think it's a great way to kind of learn stuff. Now I'm going to come in here. It's a pretty, I'm not sure what that is. Almost to me look like a cherry tree, but I don't think it's a cherry tree. But there are orchard trees out here from people that have lived out here. So when I find those, I know that's probably where somebody's property was back in the day, which about the towns were here till about the 60s, and then that's when the Tacoma Light came in with the dams, and that's when they flooded it all out, and there's remnants of the towns, and there are signs, and one of the towns is underwater, literally. So one of the towns' name was Nasika, Cosmos, and Rife. So it's pretty remarkable how all this come about, and I'm drawn to being out here. I really like it. It's a great. To me, I've learned a lot coming out here, and this whole area, because this is not just the area I go. I do go up into Cispus, and there's some places up there that I've been. I do like to wander, and a lot of my family and friends get a little worried, but as I said, I got bear spray, and if something happens, it's like I'm aware of the dangers. I am, and I realize that life is too short and you should live it and do all the things that you're afraid of sometimes, because you don't get time. So you got to create your happiness, create your life, create yourself. And that's what I do. And I've learned some people get a little bit worried for you, but it's like I take those chances because I'm that type of person. I'm a go-getter, and I'm stubborn, and I am active. I'm an old lady, but I'm active, and people don't believe that I'm the age that I am, but it's okay. You know, being in your later 50s, starting life, working, and kind of, you know, have my kids are grown, that kind of thing. You know, it's like I raised my autistic son till he was 30, and then I empty nested, and I ended up in a pretty messy divorce, that kind of thing, which a lot of you would relate to. And I had to start my whole life, and I didn't do alimony. I didn't ask for money. I just wanted silence in my own life, and that's what I got. And it's been about 6 years. Sorry, everybody. There was a separation for about a year, and then the marriage was pretty bad for a couple years. So it'd been a long time, and I just wanted to make a good life for my kids. And sometimes you have to just do what you have to do, but learn from what you're doing. And once you learn things, you don't do it again if you truly learn. And I truly learned. We just can't do that sometimes, and what we do, we learn and don't do it again. And I try not to repeat my patterns of behavior and mistakes. I try to learn from them and try to work different ways of doing things. And life is always moving, and I'm always adapting to changes. And that's how I kind of do life. And I've ended up getting some goals done with college, and got my GED, and actually got to start working at a college, and sharing my life a bit, because I'm one that never shared my voice. It was taken from me as a child. I was in a very violent childhood, and very, very scary and things I just don't remember. I have a fragmented mind, and so I'm dealing with a lot of that and healing is kind of a lifetime maintenance. I've noticed it's something you work on at all times, and it probably never stops. You probably have to keep working on it. So I'm just walking and enjoying the time that I get to spend. And here, let me pan this out for you guys, because we have a ways to get to that corner. But you can see it's a big field, which I think this is the wildlife field. And then we have up here and then around the corner, and I'm sure there's another field up around the corner. There's a lot of grass around here. And then of course you have a lot of the scrub in there, and it's crazy, that scrub. I'm not going to stop the video. I'm just going to keep it running because I'm not used to that with my older phone. I tried to stop and then go, and it kept going into making different videos. So I think I have to just get back on the same video and kind of work it, but it's learning as you go. I'm not a professional at this, obviously, as you all can tell. And I'm just doing it off my phone, not a bunch of, equipment, like I said, video equipment or lighting, or I just figure I like to do it this way. It's natural. Y'all can walk with me. I'm pretty chill. I got that chill vibe. You come in, you just kind of kick your shoes off and kind of sit down and have a soda, have water, and we chill. That's kind of the way I am. So it's all good. And we're going to be coming around here. It's pretty funny. I think we're going around the field, but it's taking me back towards the car because I recognize the mountains and which mountains we're at. So I won't get lost. I know specifically now where I'm at. You all don't. So it's a mystery to you, but it's all pretty familiar now. Here, I'm going to pan into here. And if you went straight through there and went across, it would go to the other road that goes out to the gate, which has my car. Which there's a little park around here, so I'll stop there and get my drink, and I can take a break because I've been walking quite a bit. Oh, it is very pretty out here. It's remarkable how big this field. I can see why it's a wildlife refuge and why they made it a wildlife refuge. And there's mounds here and there. I'm not understanding those. If they were mounds that were here and part of the environment, because on the other side there's no mounds, no grass mounds. And I don't know much about that and what that's about. I'm learning though. And once I know, I'll share it with the world as I'm sharing this walk with the world. And it's getting a little cloudy over here and the wind's picking up. So I'm kind of fighting probably a little rain squall. But I have a little coat, so I'm good. Hopefully you all can see it. I'm sorry if it's shaking. It's hard to see when I'm walking. And if you all can hear this, I didn't want to be too silent because it makes a boring video when you're kind of just watching and there's no sound, or you might be able to hear the breeze. But we're coming around a good corner. I always like when I'm in the high alpine, I love going around corners because it's like a whole new area. And I've been in some really high terrain alpine, and I've climbed a mountain at 57 that most 20-year-olds can't climb, and you needed crampons or ski poles to climb, and hiking boots, and a couple bottles of water, and I climbed it. I didn't get all the way to the top. I was about 150 feet because there was glacier snow, and I didn't have crampons to step on it or snow boots to step on it, so I didn't take the risk. It was all rock, so I didn't go straight up that, but I made it up there, which was awesome. There was a blue butterfly. That's a good sign. I pay attention to the feathers, the animals, the butterflies, the colors of the butterflies on my journeys. Now, this is a little muddy out here. Normally, I would be wearing better shoes. When I hit a water source, I can get it in here. You all can see that in there? It's like a retaining, marshy kind of water. There's extra water because we're at the earlier, I think we're kind of in spring right now. Here, let me get you back on the path. Yeah, we're kind of in the getting ready for summer. You all know I seen summer classes at the college that I worked at for a while. I love college and I love working there, but it was one of those emergency contract situations. So I got to work about a year and then 3 months, and they wanted to keep me, but I'm in a really small town and they just weren't able to. But I definitely got letters of recommendation and great experience and certifications, and yeah, it's all awesome. Plus, I do so many different things that I'm not worried about it. And I do a lot of photography and my artistry and farm work, and yeah, I keep pretty busy, pretty active. Everybody that knows me knows that. I have 3 farm-sitting jobs. I'm building my little reputation, and then I do photography, and I'm an artist, and doing performing art, which I got into through one of my college 5-credit classes, drama theater, and I've been doing it ever since. Now I'm like stage management experience and props master experience and theater experience. I've built sets, deconstructed the sets, build other sets, and I work with the youth theater, and that's awesome around here, and I enjoy that. It's a great program for the kids. And I have a lot of friends that are in the business world, and I like to merge businesses, so that was a part of my job at the college, and so I keep doing that even in my private world. So a lot of people know me through that, and having my self-networking, and I network, and I just do what I like to do, and I'm happy doing it. I enjoy it, and I like to go for walks like this, and a lot of my friends want to go on walks with me, but either I might be too slow for them, or I don't know. There's a few that I will, of course. I prefer to walk with somebody. I like the company. So now we're coming upon a little bit of grove of trees, but we're definitely getting closer. But I see I'm at about 33 minutes, so this has been kind of a long video, but I think it's good. Now I'll get it shared to everybody, and hopefully it's all good. Sorry if I got a little off. We're in it's a little muddy, and I'm wearing Bob Sketcher shoes. They're very casual, almost like tennis shoes, but they're slip-on, and they're real soft, like kind of like your kids' beach shoes. So they're like beach shoes, not hiking. So, but I do notice there's tracks out here, so some people have wandered, and I am actually where my car is. So I am going to turn this off, and I'm not